This week's different. This week's a big one. Or is it going to be limp? We really don't know.
Two dads and a Chaz putting trophies on the wall. Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads and a Chaz talking Green Bay Packers football.
We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Most of gossip and rumors made straight off the top.
So crank up the air conditioner, cause it's bound to get hot. Two dads and a Chaz, you know we live it and we live it right. Two dads and a Chaz, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides them rings and putting trophies on the wall.
Trophies, y'all.
Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
All right, all you 2D and a C listeners, the time has come. Season opener Sunday football becomes real yet again, and we need to start taking this shit real seriously. I am the Porcelain Prince, joined as always by the only man who has discovered an 8-day work week, Tyson Fauché. T-Bone, where's your head at right now, man?
Oh, man, I got to tell you, I am taking this as serious as a heart attack. This is the best season opener I can remember. Honestly, I'm always excited for football. I'm always curious to see what the Packers will have for us in the LaFleur era. I've unfortunately been pretty underwhelmed by our week one performances, but this week's different. This week's a big one, guys. This is the motherfucking disrespectful Detroit Lions that shit down our neck the last time we played them at Lambeau, that disrespected us in our own fucking stadium, that walked around with a thing that said Green Bay sucks, and then had the audacity to beat us when we came and played them at their house too. This team has bullied us, and we just got a bully beater. This is going to be a drag your fucking face through the mud amazing game. And I wouldn't be surprised by anything. Both quarterbacks could play stellar. Both quarterbacks could suffer and struggle. I really don't know what to expect except for really aggressive defenses on both sides.
Well, Tyson, let's talk about coaching, because while the Green Bay Packers coaching has remained consistent, the Lions had an incredible turnover in the offseason, which generally happens with success, right? So Gone is Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, which I think kind of brought them to new heights. He's now with the Chicago Bears as their head coach. We'll see him in a few weeks. And then also Aaron Glenn moving on to coach the New York Jets. Jesus Christ, best of luck. But
yeah,
that's a lot to take as head coach. Coach Campbell, he's still in place. What kind of an impact are you kind of seeing here in your mind?
It's really hard to say, Mayhew, but I have to hope there's a change in how they run their team. It's hard to say if Ben Johnson is the reason they did all the trick plays, or if Ben Johnson is the reason he did all the plays that were consistently successful. They had a very short, high percentage inside out offense. That's what they ran last year. It was pretty unstoppable. They also had a very interesting zone run scheme with two incredible athletes back there. Stellar offensive line. The question is, are they going to stick to the run, be a physical team? I would assume that's their head coach's identity as a tight end, as a tough guy, and that's his whole thing. But they have shown the ability to do a lot of wacky stuff in the past. What their true identity is going to be, how much of that previous identity they're going to keep, how much they're going to dumb it down. Is it going to be condensed or is it going to be limp? We really don't know. But it's going to be different. We know that. And that Ben Johnson seems to have a particular hatred for Matt LaFleur. He seems to want to embarrass him. That avenue is gone. So now we're just seeing how smart is Dan Campbell. Well, we know he'll go for it on 4th and 58. So I don't know if he's that smart at all. I think he's aggressive, determined, and I don't think he's found a lot of failure yet. He has the potential to make some big mistakes as a coach.
I've been in positions where you're overseeing people, right? And sometimes you just acquire talent, really good motherfuckers that know how to do their job, and you let them run with it. That was what Dan Campbell has experienced. Even better leadership is the ability to lose that talent, train up others, or just, replace. But that's rather difficult. That's really fucking
hard.
Yeah. And if you're a quarterback and you're learning like a different offense or a different style, different like scheme, all that stuff kind of like carries over where it's just not that seamless. It's not that easy of a transition. So like a team that was like 15-2 last year, I'm not saying they're going to drop off entirely. I just think it's going to be a little bit harder for them to gain their footing, especially right out of the gate, which for us, man, this game one is pivotal, Tyson. We got to get this win at home to start the season off right, knowing that Washington's coming to town the next week too.
They are ripe for heartbreak, Mayhew. You're absolutely right. Like, you had something that was special last year. Everyone felt it. And then you remove two parts, you bring in new guys, you try to be like, oh yeah, it's going to be great. But there's going to be things that are different. There are going to be things that used to work that don't. And that's going to feel frustrating considering you aren't able to build on what you did. You have to build something new when you had something successful already. Like, there's no way when you have to retrain, even if they're better people, just the fact that you got to go back in and get them back to being an asset, that's exhausting, it's defeating. And you take on top of that, now you have to figure out how you're going to block the Green Bay Packers' new defensive front, because we don't know how they're going to play their offense and they don't know how we're going to play our defense. All I know is that these teams hate each other, and we have been taking the high road for too fucking long. I'll be honest. I'm sick and tired of this they go low, we go high bullshit. I want to meet them in the dirt. I want to go low too. Fuck the fucking Lions. I'm tired of their attitude. I'm tired of them coming to our fucking house, acting like they get to say whatever they want and there's no consequence. They got a lot of negative history to overcome to come in here with that attitude. We need to take this shit back, and it ends week one. Because if we lose this game week, the whole story goes back to us trying to regain a foot in the North, trying to be the leaders of the North again. God damn it, that's our rightful spot. This is our division. We've owned it for my whole life, okay? I don't expect the Detroit Lions to be able to just continue what they had done last year when they changed so many important parts of creating that culture, because it wasn't the city and it wasn't always the players. It's the coaches. You lost a lot of them.
Hell yeah. Tyson, words are important. Actions mean way the fuck more, and I could not agree with you. I could not agree with you any more than I already said I did.
We're talking Green Bay Packers football.
Dude, Roethlisberger is a like a date rapist for sure, but man, some of those like runs, like as a quarterback, that want to get like the Arizona Pittsburgh Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that was actually pretty impressive stuff.
Oh, that was Kurt Warner. I was rooting for Kurt Warner all the way, though. Old Curdy, you couldn't get it done. You get the no grip hand.
I feel like he did everything too. Like you carry your team all the way there. It's like the defense just needs to make a stop. But
God, he wanted it too bad. You could watch Kurt Warner want it too bad. He's too dialed in. It's a Drew Brees second half of his career situation. Like, you're too focused. You look stupid.
Have you ever seen the Hallmark movie that was made about Kurt Warner? It's fucking impressive.
Oh, it is terrible.
You should sit down and watch that with your wife.
It's not good.
You should watch that with your wife.
You made me watch that. It's terrible. It's the worst.
I think you're thinking of a different movie.
Program. No, that's a movie.
No, that's okay. Give me top 3 favorite football movies.
Oh man, that's tough.
Well, The Program, obviously.
Program is definitely right there.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of
Waterboy.
I am Waterboy. I was actually going to say that. Any Given Sunday and Waterboy. Those are my 3. The hits on Waterboy. Oh my God, it's like the Home Alone falls of fucking football hits. It's incredible.
Dude, here's the crazy part is I have a history of this with like movies that like I've seen like maybe brief snippets on TNT or just like didn't watch for whatever reason that are classics. Like I know they're classics, but Remember the Titans I watched in full with Bree like the other day.
Oh yeah.
That's a fucking football film right there.
Oh yeah, Caitlin loves that. We play that one in the living room for the boys. It's great.
Yep, that's solid. That's really good. Necessary Roughness.
Yes. That also takes place in Dallas. Like dirty Dallas, like
that is Dallas.
Yeah.
Yep.
In there. I think they were doing drugs in that movie, weren't they? I think that's why they got mad at them. They were doing coke somewhere in that movie. I remember it.
I can only assume. I mean, Rob Schneider is up there in the press box, like calling the games. Like that didn't make any sense.
Goodness. Yeah, I got to give that one a rewatch. That's been a long time. And then what about the prison guys that, they remade? That one's pretty good too with Keanu Reeves. That's
You're mixing two things together. You're talking about The Longest Yard, which was Burt Reynolds in like the 80s. And then Sandler did it.
Sandler redid it.
Real horrible.
Pretty
real
bad.
horrible. And then the one with Keanu Reeves, that was like The Replacements or some.
I'll take Invincible over that. I thought Invincible was better.
That's just because you love Mark Wahlberg. I know this about you.
I just think he's the most believable 5'3" wide receiver I've ever seen in my life. Tell your mother I said hello. Hey, tell your mother I said hello. This whole fucking thing.
All right.
Good movie talk. Good movie chat. Got ourselves a break. That was a break. Yeah. Right there. You put a little jazz on that. Oh, sweet.
This has been Movie Talk with Fauché and the Prince.
Fauché and the Prince.
We're going to cut back here.
Yeah. We're talking Green Bay Packers football.
Let's break down what we know about this team. I'm going to start with the offense. From an offensive line standpoint, I thought that was the strength of this team last year. They were probably the best offensive line in the entire NFL. Who did they lose? Starting center, retired. Right guard, am I right? You said got replaced?
Yep, rookie.
And then left guard as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's in his second year, and he took over the spot halfway through the year when someone else was injured, but he held it, and that's Christian Mahogany.
There we go, Mahogany. The point is the middle of this offensive line that used to be completely solidified is now a little bit in question, okay? Yep. And for a quarterback like Jared Goff, who requires complete protection, could be a shakier year. Now we go to the backfield, one of the strongest in the NFL. Jahmyr Gibbs, this guy is a goddamn cheat code in fucking Madden. David Montgomery, that 1-2 punch, not going to lie, it's one of the better in the NFL. If the offensive line isn't as cohesive, do they take a step back? Moving on to wide receivers where we know Amon-Ra, St. Brown, elite. Okay. All I've been hearing about number 2, Jamison Williams, coming out of camp, is this guy's just been standing out.
He came into the league with a torn ACL. He wasn't even able to play for a while. He also got popped for PEDs and got suspended for 4 games last year to start the year. So he has had 2 years in a row that have had slow starts. So I think this is the first year that you get a full camp and him coming out of the gate. He's athletically a freak. He's incredible. Also, Amon-Ra St. Brown is the toughest pound for pound wide receiver in football. I don't know anybody that doesn't drop the ball, regardless of if you're running into a dumpster at full speed. This guy holds on to it. He is their offense. He seems to be made of steel. I'm very curious to see how they use him, because the combination of David Montgomery and Amon-Ra St. Brown right there, that's the attitude. You can stop those 2 guys, you can stop this whole team. The rest of them are kind of like a coin flip, in my opinion. Those 2 guys, they set the tone.
Again, what separated them last year was the dink and dunk, Tyson. We broke that down quite a bit last year, where they're willing to take very little just to keep their offense on the field, wear you down.
4-down football all game long. They're playing 4-down football, so they're happy for 3 yards. That's going to work every single time.
Yep.
That's frustrating. It's frustrating on the team. Sam Laporta is also a big part of both their offense, pass game, and their run game. They really scored when they drafted this tight end. This guy is the full package, and they're using him to his full ability. I mean, he was good enough for them to trade away TJ Hawkinson. This dude is it. I hope that their coach got fancy and drew up a bunch of Sam Laporta exciting motion plays and a bunch of new stuff that may not work, because they got so many unstoppable players. They don't use them exactly the same way they did last year. They're fools. Sam Laporta was a problem the entire year.
We're talking Green Bay Packers football.
Let's kind of shift things over to the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, the big name, Aiden Hutchinson, who was out pretty much majority of last year, is recovering from an ACL tear, I want to say, was one of the most dominant defensive ends in the entire league when healthy. So we have to prepare for that motherfucker. Tyson, what else you know about that side of the ball?
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson was a difference maker on that team. After he left, there were some guys that really stepped up. Jack Campbell definitely is a problem at middle linebacker. He's a difference maker. They brought in DJ Reed out of the Jets. However, that guy's a number 2. I'll be honest, he's just never going to be a number 1. So their secondary still has some vulnerability, not in the safety position. However, Kirby Joseph is real solid, as is Brian Branch. So they have a really solid back end on there. To me, it really comes down to their nose tackle and DJ Reader, Talik Williams. I don't know those guys as well as I should, but Marcus Davenport had a really good year last year, and if he stays healthy, that's also going to be an issue. He had an opportunity to step up with Aiden Hutchinson being out last year. There's just a lot of tough guys in the middle of this defense that are really good at stopping the run. But I do think there's a lot of opportunity to attack them on the outskirts of the middle of the field, especially if you can get them biting on play action. If we can get the run game going, I feel like it opens up the outside passing game, which happens to be a strong suit for someone like Jordan Love. The last few games, we've just managed to find the banana peel early and often against this team. And we just got to come out and play clean football. I don't need us to put up 1,000,000 points. I would not like to see us go out there and try and make big plays. But just like them, we need to play 4-down football, not turn it over, and we need to not 3 and out. Move the ball and control the clock. That is going to beat them at their own game.
Yep. I would be very comfortable with just mistake-free football. Don't shoot ourselves in the foot. Keep it solid, and the rest will kind of take care of itself. Look at what to watch for, maybe some of the key matchups. For me personally, knowing that the middle of that Detroit offensive line, there's turnover, less talent there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that our defensive line in the trenches, where we just recently lost Kenny Clark, obviously, and in steps Colby Wooden.
Yeah, Devontae Wyatt.
That's a lot on their shoulders, man. It's on the outside, we feel good about their DNs, especially with Micah. We'll see where that happens. Linebacking core, just stopping the run initially, put Jared Goff into that situation, I think is critical. What other kind of matchups might be on your mind?
I also think I'd be interested to see how this Terrion Arnold stands up. He's a rookie at corner, and they're going to be starting him. I'm very interested to see how, with a new secondary that's starting, number 1 and number 2 corner, how those guys match up against our number 1 wide receiver. Matthew Golden has had one of the best camps I can recall out of a rookie. He also comes in with a aggressive, I don't drop the ball, give me that thing, it's mine attitude that I haven't seen out of a veteran, let alone a rookie for the Green Bay Packers. Curious to see with how the refs are going to call the game, because these are 2 aggressive teams, aggressive defenses and aggressive physical offenses. So how the refs call the game is going to impact it. The fact that it's a home game, the home opener, we got all this energy with the new defensive player. I'm hoping that we can play physical, and then also that they get a little grabby right off the bat, because we got some exciting young wideouts that are really tough to stop. Not to mention, our tight end game has been lighting it up. Musgraves has had a really good camp, had a really good preseason. He's ripping that seam, kind of what we drafted him. We're ready as a team for that route, and that's a route that we haven't really done much with. If you have a tight end that's actually fast, it's almost impossible to match up against that player. It's going to take a safety out. It's going to take a corner out. It's going to take your nickel out. If that guy is actually fast and can get out into that middle section of the field, we actually have all the components to stretch an offense and open it up the way we want and have a lot of exciting places to put the ball. It's looked pretty good with Matthew Golden, and I use him early and often in the season. I expect this to be a welcome to the NFL game for him, where he's going to, I hope, get over 100 yards.
What I'm going to be focusing on is definitely our cornerback room, with Hobbs not even actually going to be on the field as far as I can tell.
Yep.
Not a lot of money going into that crew, a lot of late round picks, and I happily worked a lot of magic last year. I'm just really curious going up a receiving core that we already talked about. Amon-Ra, we talked about Jameson Williams. Isaac Tesla is another one, that's not a made-up name. He is actually a real individual. And I've been hearing a lot of good things about him coming out of camp too. A cornerback group, can you just get the offense off the field? You know what I mean? And then secondly is our offensive line, Tyson. You and I have talked about this at great length. I don't know who's going to be starting week 1 here, right? There's injuries. They've
Mhm.
rotated guys in, left tackle, left guard, still kind of up in the air. Elton Jenkins at center. I don't even know. And if he's out, who shifts into center?
Yeah.
I mean, until they take the field, we're not entirely going to know. If that group can't be cohesive, I think a lot of our game plan is going to be rather difficult to run.
So I'd love to see Banks get in there. We haven't really seen much out of him, and what we have, he's been a major mauler. Love to see if Jenkins can finally get in and play some center. I think he's probably going to be able to do that. I'm hoping it looks like it's going to probably be Sheed at left tackle to start the game. I think it's definitely going to be Tom at right tackle. That you can count on. And the right guard position, you really don't know. I do know that Jordan Morgan has gone out of his way at his locker to say that he is a left tackle and that he identifies as a tackle. It's clear that he wants that left tackle position. He does not want to be rotated in at guard. And also, Escalade didn't really perform particularly great at guard. So that tells me it's going to be Sean Ryan at right guard where he belongs.
Depends
and I
on your
like that. For
definition of performance.
yeah, it's a lot. This is a lot of big dudes. It's a lot of meat coming at you. I'm just really excited to see how this offensive line performs. And then if we really do this rotation, if we're running the ball, Mayhew, I'm all about rotating offensive linemen. That sounds great. Let's get some fresh blood in there. Let's run these dudes over. Let's power grade them. But I don't really if we're just trying to figure out getting our pass game going, I want the best 5 guys on the field, the guys that can play well together. But I like the idea of the committee. If we're actually playing balanced enough football that we're running guys tired and we could use a fresh body in there to blow somebody up.
Okay. Interesting take.
It's
well,
just my thing.
Hey, with that being said, in your heart of hearts, Tyson, game day predictions, where do you think we land here? You calling a W?
Yeah, but it's not going to be easy, dude. I could see this going to overtime. I think this is going to be people are going to lose fingers in this game. This is going to be nuts. I anticipate it being a defensive struggle. I expect there to be turnovers probably on both teams. I'd imagine the Packers will win like 23-21. A very close game decided by a field goal, 23-20, we'll say. 24-21. That makes more sense. 24-21. We'll win by a field goal.
24-21.
We're going to overtime, tied 21. And then, I think it's going to be a McManus win. McManus has had one hell of a camp, and it feels like he's one of the strongest players on our team. I've never gone into a season more confident about the kicking side of the football team. Our team is ready to punt and kick more so than we've ever been. That side of special teams feels good. The kick return game feels kind of solid, and I wouldn't be surprised if we pull up McCole Hartman from practice squad for week 1 just to return kicks. Like, I wouldn't be surprised one bit. We got plenty of guys with wheels. That feels pretty good. That's exciting. We have some exciting new gunners. We have some exciting new players. I'm excited to see with our cornerbacks down. What that tells me is that you're going to see some Bo Melton out there. I would love to see how Bo Melton does at cornerback if he gets an opportunity to play in this game, because I think that's an advantage. You got a wide receiver with good hands that's out there. That's just gonna help your odds of getting a pick or two. I could see him being a difference maker in this game, and this season overall. If he stays healthy, I think he could be a better corner than anyone really expected.
I like the shout out to Bo. He deserves it. Tyson, I'm in a similar fashion. I'm going to go Packers win 27-17. I think a lot of these teams, you see it in college, any offenses kind of struggle out of the gate, right, as they gain their footing. But I still think this offense can put up points. I think our defense could be stifling, and maybe that's the first taste of like, look out NFL.
Yeah.
But home field advantage, I'm an optimistic at this point. But man, let's go get that goddamn W.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. Well, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to watch this game. I can't wait to break it down. I just hope that we don't come out looking flat. surprised, unenergetic, nervous, none of it. I want to see aggressive play. I want to see a team that's foaming at the mouth, ready to bust through a wall, ready to fucking hit, that's been waiting the entire year to take on these fucking assholes that embarrassed us last year and show them what the 2025, 2026 Green Bay Packers are really all about.
God damn. I can't say it any better than that. All right, 2D and C fans, we might be coming at you with a slightly different situation next episode, knowing that not only do we play on Sunday against the Detroit Lions, we then play just a few days later on Thursday Night Football against the Washington Redskins. So keep your head on a goddamn swivel and be prepared for 2D and C to throw out episodes to keep everybody engaged and aligned with where this team is at. Tyson, you got anything left in your glass at all?
It just feels different.
How
feels
so?
It feels like this year is an important year. It feels like big things have to happen or everything changes. It's like a NASCAR race where we stop drafting behind another car and just make our pass and take the lead and just realize we're the fastest car out there. We're done. We're done waiting for our time. It's here. There's nothing to hold back. I want to see our best shit every game. I want to see every team realize the Green Bay Packers are a problem. And you can give that credit to Micah Parsons or the GM or the coach, or I don't care to have anything on the cutting room floor. Let's just put it all out there. Give me the best of the best, because that's what the Lions are going to bring. They're bringing their best plays only. So I hope we are too. And I hope we can win these first 4 games, man, because these are going to be tough games, all 4 of them. This first quarter of the year, no slouch, man. This is going to be a tough 4-game run. It starts with, honestly, the most important game. Must win.
There you have it, Packer fans. 1 game at a time is the mentality on this podcast. So we will see you on the other side, win, lose, or other. Until next time.
2 dads and a chance, putting trophies on the wall. 2 dads and a chance is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. 2 dads and a chance, talking Green Bay Packers football. We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Mostly gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air condition, cause it's bound to get hot. 2 dads and a chance, you know we live it and we live it right. 2 dads and a chance, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides some rings and putting trophies on the wall. Trophies, y'all. 2 dads and a chance is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.